Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Jack, Maddie, Kenzie, and all of those who watch this video. My name is Iago from Alisson, France. Welcome to the beautiful region of Rome in the southeast of France. Today, we have the chance to enjoy a beautiful day. Because earlier on this day, just before I could shoot this video, there's been many rain every time, and it wasn't good conditions just to shoot a good video, so now let's enjoy. The fact is that this afternoon it's very hot, so this is why I opened the windows. But I'll try to keep them as close as possible so you can hear what I'm saying. It's so hot, I just have to pull up my sleeves. I never want to take off my pullover, but I ain't got time here. I've got my belt, and I'm kind of lazy about stopping just for that. So when you don't have any time just to visit my beautiful region, I'm giving you an insight out of it. Well, the problem is that we'll not be able to visit the entire department, nor even the entire region, because it's much wider. But at least you've got an idea of the place where I live. And I suppose you really like the trip, guys. It's a good thing. Well, it's kind of weird just to see a man who uses a camera inside a car instead of using it with a motorbike. It was a big difference I wanted to make because I believe there are, I wouldn't say too many motovloggers, but there are not enough car vloggers, and I hope to be one of those car vloggers. I especially refer to a man who's a Frenchman as well. He's been shooting videos with different cars. His name is Lord Puma. So I just invite you to check his channel. But he's done the same thing that I do. It's very saying that I have to bring up the cooling inside the car. Well, since it's been hot all day in the afternoon and the car's been running since 11 a.m. Look at that. Some people who don't respect the rules of driving, or you're gonna see so much. The problem is I'm gonna have to close the windows because I'll be a speed of 100 kilometers per hour. Alright? Okay. Recording. On indicator. Check mirrors in high spot. And 5th gear. So if you wonder what kind of car I'm using right now, it is the Renault Clio first generation with a 1.4 liter single overhead cam, 8 valves, naturally aspirated inline 4 petrol engine. And that beautiful beast from 1996, which is 2 years older than I am, develops 80 horsepower. It's a good beast with such a low layout. Of course, you have more powerful cars in America. You have V6 engines, V8s, V10s with turbochargers or naturally aspirated. But for now, as I'm a new driver, even though I've been driving for a year now. It's quite a good car. And today, as I am shooting this video, my country has chosen its new president, Mako. But the fact is, I haven't been voted for him because we have to vote with 2 rounds. At first, you only have 11 candidates, when you in America only have 2. Because there are so many parties which want to take control of France. It's like a war. You know, well, they're not using weapons like we would do in a standard war, but we're not far away from some kind of conflict. And eventually, that guy, Emmanuel Macron, has created its own political party. I don't exactly remember when he created it, but it's a new-made thing. When the other candidates were using parties which exist for a long time now. And those guys have been fighting for so much years that some of them even win the place of presidents. And now that guy, who's 40 years old, represents the new era of France. Well, I do not say one of his believers, but I'm pretty sure that he'll be quite different than the other candidates. But I suppose that you have felt the same damn thing with Donald Trump in America, because he was just a businessman. And Emmanuel Macron has been working as well for the budget of state. I don't believe he had the ambition of becoming a president, but he earned the place. He's been fighting well, and the Vox Populi has decided for him. Well, I don't really like talking about my politics in my videos, but it's just a little break. We'll see what happens between both countries, if there are more relationships or not. But that's not the subject of the video. The other subject I have chosen for this videos, like the other videos I've broadcast on my channel, it's just entertainment. At first, I need to admit, I created the user channel just to be known, to be noticed. And eventually, when I grew up and when I turned 18, like 19, yeah, I eventually realized that being famous was quite hard, and still I didn't want to close my channel, so I wanted to keep it going, and I had a compromise to make. So I told myself, if I cannot be spotted or even known like other artists have been, at least I can still entertain people with original content. But of course, I try and be as original as possible, even though I'm using the same things. Oh my God, a 2-stroke motorbike. These are the bikes which make a lot of noise. I never rode any. I've been riding a 4-stroke engine scooter, which is sold to my nephew now. Do you know that petrol engines such as this one, or even my car, can run on ethanol? So what would be ethanol? Well, the ethanol is standard alcohol, the one we are using just to get high, to get drunk, more politely. Shit. And as I don't have the anti-blocking system, if I had braked too strong, I would have lost the front wheels. I'm lucky I hadn't time to see the light turn red. Look at this Look at this white car there. What are they doing? I think that car was confused because the intersection where it ended. When you want to go right, you've got an orange arrow which allows you to go there, even though the light is red. It's the only exception we have here in France. Otherwise, if you don't have this arrow, you don't have the right to run right and go right. It's very hard to just to understand this, but you have to be into French just to understand how it goes on here. Look at this car. There's a kid behind. He's lucky he's got some glasses, we cannot see his face. And then, boom! Straight in the car. Well, I'm using the same road I'm using usually just to go to high school. But I will soon have the exams. So there are 3 bridges just above this river. Oh, he's got his knee broken. And I knew he would cross. Go. Take your time, mate. Ooh! What just happened? Who wants to be pushed by you? Look at that. There are so many people here who don't know what about what the blinkers are useful for. Especially in the roundabouts like this one. I believe I belong to the rarest cars which still uses their blinker when needed. I have forgotten it sometimes, I recognize. Yeah, I'm not an entirely perfect guy. Well, if I were, you would know it. Well, if I really were perfect, you would know that. Anyway. One thing I hate is when the car parks are so full like this. When I cannot get myself a place just to park. I wish that every day car parks were empty like this. I wish they were still empty when I go to high school because I would first come earlier, I would be closer from the high school, which is on my right, and it would be just much easier for the people. In a place where there's a camping car, well, there are people who confuse it with standard parking places. Pedestrians want to cross. Go. Take your time, people. I was much surprised that she hasn't looked the camera on my head and she hasn't focused on it. Because, of course, if there's a biker, the biker can put either their camera on the right or left, or even above, or near the chin. But a driver like me can either put it on the windscreen, on the forehead, just like I do, or on their chest. Worst, they could put it on the dashboard. And I sometimes wish I had the dashboard every day. Because with that, there would be so many people just in front of me who make bad things in driving. I do not say I do not do bad things at driving. I did some, of course. I hate it when my car's driving like that because she seems to have idle problems. I fill up the tank, don't remember when, and sometimes she does that. She has idle problems. She's near to stall, and then, just by the reflex of the calculator, it accelerates more than needed. Why doesn't it just stay to its normal idle? It's quite hard just to understand. I thought it would be a problem with the spark plugs, so I made sure they were changed. So I changed the spark plugs myself. It wasn't quite hard, it just took me 10 minutes to do it. And then I eventually noticed there was still some idle problems, so I told myself, what the hell is going on there? And, well, I haven't solved the problem yet. I thought it was about the fuel filter, which is right behind me, near the tank. Well, sometimes it makes that it has this idle problems, or sometimes it doesn't. But when it does, it's really irritating, really irritates me. It means there's some lorries can get out. But nowadays for Sunday, and don't believe that trucks are working on Sunday. Didn't know they were working here. Well, don't remember when I've come here for the last time. Oh, shit. I hate when my car has response problems. It fucking irritates me. I didn't know there were planes that were still going on flight. Look at that. Just like me. Thought I was the only one. Come on! Sometimes there are trucks which are parked here on sidewalk because they want to load something here on the factories. I sometimes deliberately keep my foot on the clutch just to see if the engine keeps on having idling problems or goes better or not. Still want to check. If the gates are open, anyone can get inside and steal things. They could have chosen a better day just to go cycling. Look at that car here. They really think they are able to get in through the gate. I believe that if they wanted, they would have come through the gate. Right, let's keep on going. Now he's the Kraken. 1600. Really have to hit the ramp limit of 600. Of 1600, sorry. 600. The car will not be running at all. As the running rhythm is when the engine's hot, something like 800 or 900 RPM. When it's cold, it's near 1500, just because the car uses a strategy of heating up fastly. But when you choose a diesel car, it still has its normal idling of 800 RPM, and because of such low idling rhythm, the car doesn't have time to heat. And because the heat is, well, the engine is not hot enough just to run well, it increases pollution. Well, of course, I do not say that because petrol cars are revving at 1500 RPM when they are cold. I do not say they're not polluting, but the fact is, why really that high? The oil can fastly come hotter, so it helps the engine run better. Every morning when I go to high school, 10 minutes before I go, I started the car and let it warm up, so the engine can burn its petrol, and so the oil can how can I say that, increase its heat. Yeah. And when the engine's hot enough, I go there. Well, of course, I go slowly. Watch yourself, kid. I go slowly, of course, because the engine is not entirely hot. But look at this fool of players. These are amateurs, of course. Well, I believe what you're going to say. I believe you'll say, because I said they were amateurs, I am better than them. No, I am not. I am not. I don't remember having won any soccer tournament. So these little cars, I don't believe you know them, those cars run on diesel. And those cars are used especially by people who don't have their driver license. These are very small engines, and they are limited to a speed of 45 kilometers per hour. They have the same speed than a 50 cubic centimeter bike or scooter. Those two-stroke engines, like those we heard previously on the intersection. Well, I'm quite glad just to see that sky was so blue with the sun. When I see all those clouds up there, I remember a few days before I could shoot video. Yeah, it was still raining. There was sometimes no thunder and flash of lightning. So I never thought I would see this day. Well, I do not say that there's been thunder and storm every time in France, but during the last days, it's everything that's been. So as long as I can enjoy such beautiful day as this one. If you wonder why I'm not using music in the videos, because I don't want to get my video blocked by people who claim the copyrights. And still, I believe the only music they can have is the one from the engine. Because if I had to drive a current petrol car, well, the engine doesn't sound really alive. When with old cars like this one, the engine sounds better. It sounds really vivified. prevent the wind from hiding you from the nose. What is he doing with his bike? He was standing over on his bike, and I didn't entirely understand when he was spinning his bike like this. I to myself, why is he standing on? Did he really stand on his bike, or did he just stand on something just to keep its balance, just keep their balance? I'm using the blinker just because I'm going out from the roundabout. Horses out there. Speaking of horses and speaking of politics, like I said before, I remember when the Republican Guard, which we call in French the Garde Républicaine, there were two horses among the group who were kind of stressed. They were trying to move out from the group. And I remember one year there was a horse from this group, from this park. Oh shit. And I believe that the horse was too stressed. He wanted to leave the park. And not only he left the park, but he ran through the streets of Paris. And when the horse runs, you can hit a speed of 70 kilometers per hour. And I remember when this horse was running through the streets of Paris, there were motorists that had to stop in order to prevent the horse from hitting him. And I remember there was a police car, and the passenger of the police car had made, I believe, if it were a failure, it would have been the worst mistake of their life. Because the passenger, well, they were sit on the passenger seat, and the driver tried to be as close as they could from the horse. And when the passenger could go through the window and grab the horse, I was kind of scared, because I have seen a video which was shot from a motorist just right behind the police car, and one could see a police officer grabbing the horse and, of course, risking their life just to stop the horse's race. It was quite dramatic. Well, of course, everything had gone fine, but it could have gone worse, because the horse was so crazy and unstoppable. We thought it could have made some accidents through the streets. So this is why when I'm passing by horses, whether they are locked or if they are walking on the roads, I really am slow. Nearly I stop. I'm just with the first gear. I'm using the hazard lights, and I'm trying to crawl my way through the horses. Even though the horse riders tell me you can go. The horse is going to react, so I don't want to risk people's life. What an idiot! She had to go first, and she just stopped, just let me pass. I could have stopped. Oh my God! Did you see that? It's the first time in a year of driving I see a cyclist stop in a roundabout just let me pass. I don't even understand when she did that. She had to go first. That's the rule. But she, no, you can just pass. Come on. I wasn't that fast. I could stop. I still have some good brakes. But even though I don't have the anti-blocking system. Before I succeed in blocking the front wheels and making them skid, I really have to brake hard. So before I could do that, she could pass. Of course I could have stopped. I could have had slammed the brakes just to prevent the car from hitting her. But She could have passed. And the most humoristic thing I know about cyclists is that they are the most vulnerable people on roads, including the pedestrians. And those guys make sure, deliberately I believe, they make sure they can be killed. How? I'll tell you how. By running the lights and the stops. I have seen so many cyclists doing that. Look at that car. There's a radar just out there, and if the radar flashes them, they got lucky. They got lucky because when I saw that car overtaking the green car in front of me, I really thought it was about to flash. And a few days ago, the radar was still neutralized by blue painting. It's a kind of tradition here. We really like to neutralize the radars to prevent it from taking us some points. Because on the driver license, when you have the driver license, you first have 6 points. The objective is not to lose points. You have your points to not lose them. Because if you do, when you don't have any points, you don't have any license. No license, no car. And then it's like a chain reaction. So I was saying that the first year, when you have your driver license, you have 6 points. Second year, you earn 2 more points. So you have 8 points. Second year, you get 2 extra points, so 10. And the third year, you get 12 points. And the 3 first years of driving are the first years when drivers are considered as a young driver. And after they pass the third year, they are considered not as senior drivers, but they can have the same speed limitations. And as a young driver, even though I'm not drinking, even though I'm drinking alcohol, and if I'm just below the legal rate, I don't have the right to drive under influence. Even though I've just drunk just a little bit of alcohol, no, I can't. I can't. Why? Because I'm a young driver. I'm a beginner. So we rarely apply a zero tolerance policy, which is very good. We want to keep our drivers safe. I really feel like overtaking a car just to get out. But there are other cars coming on front, so I can't. And over the turn, I don't even see the cars coming up. So, because of the roundabout, so I will not try it. He sells strawberries. See that shit? I can shift gears with one hand. I can put the other hand on the window. And when I'm shifting gears, the car doesn't go left or right. I'm using one hand just to hold it. I really hate when a car has some response problems. I fucking hate it! Do I push you? Or do you go faster? there police officers there? Because sometimes I was pulled over by police officers on one of these roundabouts. Let me just check. On the right. They were not. I remember the very last time I had been pulled over by police officers, I was with my mother. My mom and I were going somewhere with my car, so she was the passenger. And I got pulled over by police officers, and they were just checking if I had my driver license, my insurance, and the paper which allows us to have the car, which it's simply we call la carte grise, the grey card, if you will. If you don't have one of these papers, you can pay 15 euros fine. Well, it's not very expensive, but still. And I remember the very first day I was pulled over just to check my alcohol in my blood, I was near to laugh. Why? Because I hadn't drunk. I still have my bottle of water like I have here on the storage. When I saw the police officer with his device, I told myself, I'm about to be controlled. And he did well. He asked me, did you drink? I said, no. And still he had to check, so I had to get myself checked. It was the very first time I was pulled over for this. And, and when he saw I hadn't drunk any drop of alcohol, he told me, you can go. And I went without any issues. And of course I wasn't in a hurry, because if I were, I don't believe I would have been pulled over for this. Do you want me to brake hard so both cars can be hit together? Or you just take some more distance from my rear bumper? There's a quite pretty chick driving the blue car behind me, and she follows me, so she must, yeah. I believe that if she uses a blinker like this, she must be a new driver, just like me. Some course to take, like Mr. Trump would say. I really want to talk about him sometimes. Just by his personality, of course. Look at that car head. Sometimes when people come too close from the rear bumper, they sometimes pretend to make an emergency braking. Well, of course, we don't have to surprise, not to be surprised. You don't have to be like, surprise, motherfucker! Really over that sentence. Of course, it's not really polite, but yeah, I acknowledge I am rude sometimes. You're gonna hear it soon. Yeah, she uses a blinker with both sides, so that means she is the new driver. Do I push this old man, or does he go much faster? Yeah, I'm a Frenchman, I'm in a hurry. Even though I don't have anything to do on the day, I don't want to be bright every time. Is it me, or did he just make salute to me? This morning, when I was going shopping with my mother, I go shopping on Sundays. Yeah, what? I was following 4 cyclists, and one of them decided to take the roundabout on the wrong way. They had taken the roundabout by going on left, as if you were taking a roundabout in London. It had put me so angry just to see that guy doing that stupid thing in front of my eyes. Well, fortunately there were not people in front of him, but even though there were some people, I was quite angry. So I was like revving like I was pressing the clutch and revving the engine. And my mother was like, calm down, please, calm down. My mother has a... well, I wouldn't say that, but it really makes me sick saying that, but she really gets stressed, I believe, faster than I do. And every time I tell her, if my passenger goes stressed, it won't go far. If I'm stressed, the passenger don't have to do that. I shifted on both the channel just to use the engine braking. No car? Huh. Strange. They're making strange noise when they yawn. Twingo 3. Such an amazing car. I haven't driven one yet, but I hope I'll do someday. There are people who get served at a restaurant. I'll park on this car park on the right. I will just check my phone for some calls. I haven't... Ooh, pulled out. I believe they were suffering. Okay, let me just park here. Don't move. Handbrake. I don't take off my belt. Nobody's called me. Excellent. So I'm really gonna start the video here. So I really think it was a good pleasure for you watching this video. Well, it's been a pleasure broadcasting it for you guys. And I really hope you're gonna come someday to the beautiful region. And as we say in French, au revoir tout le monde. See you everyone.